Welcome back to the shop. Last week you guys saw me throw this engine in, and this week I'm gonna be putting the stuff back on the engine. So now that it's all painted up, I've even started to work a little bit on the intake manifold here. I'll be working on putting all this stuff back on: injection pump, power steering, vacuum lines, that sort of stuff. I got the tappet cover just ready to go here. So all the engine stuff here is all expertly cataloged here in this nice tidy pile, and I'll sort through it. I'm going to start with the tappet cover here. Now this tappet cover covers all of these push rods in here, and it's kind of known for being a leaky spot on these B series Cummins engines. Now with this gasket being about, I'd say probably 2.5 feet long, it's just known to drool oil over its lifetime. As you can see by the gasket itself, it looks like it's just a, come on focus buddy, there, oh my god. It's just one of those things I'm going to do while I'm in here, and then hopefully I'll never have to think about it again. So I've had a chance to finish painting up these this tappet cover and also this intake manifold and upper water connection. But it's still pretty cold in the shop. I'd say it's about 10 degrees or 50 Fahrenheit. So what I'm going to do is, for these smaller pieces, instead of just trying to spray them, because I know these pieces are going to be cold, I'm going to try to use my powder coating system to see how I make out. Now it's not a very expensive one. It's a Power Fist. It's from Princess Auto. That's probably like Harbor Freight equivalent, but for small jobs, we'll see how it works out. So a couple growing pains. Don't use a full 16 ounce on this thing. Just keep her a little bit full. Choke back a little bit on the air. Make sure you got good grounds. And just like baking cookies, it goes in the oven for, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes at about 4 hundos. And then you'll start to see that you'll start to see it go from a dusty look to like a shiny black. And that's how you know it's done. Alright, so time's up and the powder coating is all done. These things are still super hot and super glossy. The finish came out alright on them. I might use this in a mixture of spray paint to finish up the rest of the small pieces though. So it takes a bit of practice, but after a little bit of messing around, you can get a pretty good finish with it. I got the harmonic balancer on and installed. I also got the tappet cover in. I still need to paint over these bolts, the bolt heads up, and I even got the top intake manifold on, and then I got it covered up so I don't get any stuff in there while I'm working. Next up is to install the injection pump that I've been working on cleaning up. It cleaned up pretty good. Still a little bit of rust on it, but I guess that's what it is. Alright, so I got the injection pump on, I got the ECU installed, I got the fuel filter going on here, vacuum pump and power steering pump all on here now. Then I cleaned up the air intake horn. I just stripped her back to the cast aluminum and then clear coated it. Then I've been over here cleaning up these injection lines. I sanded them down, then I painted them up, and then I got over here, I got these parts here that make them together as an assembly, and now I'll build both injection lines up. Okay, so I successfully navigated the mental gymnastics that is installing injection lines on this engine. Cleaning up the injection lines had no improvement on the performance of the machine, although it does have a better aesthetic. I think it's worth the 5.5 hours it took to clean those up, but anyways, I'm done with it. So next I'm going to install this grid heater and this air intake horn. So I got this installed, and now I'm going to work on the valve cover and possibly the fuel pump back here. Got the valve cover off. Look at all those valves. So normally on a 12 valve Cummins or the older one, you just see an intake and an exhaust on each, but these are all doubled up. So after I sanded it down, I hit it with some clear coat. Fresh out of the powder coating oven, I got the fuel filter housing and support all finished up. And now I got the fuel pump installed with some fresh loom and new zip ties. So the last part of today is going to be installing the turbocharger. Now this is the turbocharger that came off of the engine. This is the HY35, and it's specified for automatic transmissions, but it's quite rusty, and you can see by the exhaust housing flanges that the bolt heads have even rusted off, and the wastegate actuator is missing altogether. Well, technically it's over here, but it was rusted off and broken when I bought the truck. Along with that, the bolts for the exhaust housing is pretty scabby looking, and it would take a lot of work to get what's left of those bolts out. Also, I'm fairly sure that there was a leak in the turbocharger housing seals, leaking oil into my intake. So here I'm looking at either a rebuild or getting a new turbocharger, but then I come across this one locally, which is the exact same thing with better exhaust housing flanges, complete bolts, and an intact wastegate. So the turbo spins freely, axial and radially, and there's no play in it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to clean up the intake housing, the impeller housing, and I'll install this on the truck, and then at a later date, when everything's all back together for good, I'll put a turbo blanket over this so it looks better. So I got the turbo cleaned up. I got the wastegate cleaned up too, made sure that it works properly. When you add air pressure to this side of it, this opens the wastegate over here, just rotates that and drops some of your excess boost that you don't need. And also I got the valve cover on. I kind of like the way it looks.